teams, both with heavy implications here. G2 trying to make the Cinderella run to the grand finals. The first step starts here.
And now it is G2's turn to run the gauntlet. Can they pull it off? They've got to get, of course, to the grand finals. First step, the Army has to march through the green wall.
They gotta charge hard. You saw OpTic Gaming yesterday. FaZe Clan, even though it was on match point, could not take down the green wall. They've ascended to new heights in this tournament. Can they go all the way? They're already starting off with the force. Reynolds is gonna get there, doesn't matter. AJ will get the first goal for OpTic.
AJ credited with the opening goal, 26 now on the weekend. Nobody in this tournament has scored more than him, putting a lot on his shoulders. 11 seconds in here, trying to get OpTic into the lower finals.
G2 is still gonna try to strike back just as hard, but OpTic definitely feeling a lot more comfortable and confident going into today, just knowing their potential. G2 really going to have to show their stuff to see if they can get past this OpTic Gaming team that has been kind of a surge here recently.
You know, it was one of those weird reverse sweeps yesterday, Daz, where, I mean, you could tell OpTic was getting better with every single game, from 1 all the way to 7, even though things got real hairy in game 6. That shot saved away by Atomic. I mean, normally it tends to come from out of nowhere, where a team just kind of suddenly clicks. But this was a steady progression for OpTic, and it's got to serve them well if that pattern continues. It certainly looks like it has, with AJ getting that opening goal.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about that, though, is everybody on OpTic was playing at a high level. It was not just a one-man show. I know you were very critical about that earlier in the series that they played yesterday. Oh, JNAPS is making it a one-man show just there, forced it through, caught the offense, or the defense lacking on OpTic.
AJ scores unassisted, not to be outdone. JNAPS, who has had a fantastic tournament so far. And you go back to the Furious series yesterday, Daz, with JNAPS, and he got his, he scored a few goals. It felt like he should have scored more. The accuracy still wasn't there for the opportunities that Furia afforded him. If he gets going, though, if these shots continue to fall in, all of a sudden G2 becomes that much more dangerous.
Will they be able to give him the ball, though? He's going to be under pressure. He's under pressure right now. Magic Bear was looking for a demo, made it very uncomfortable. That's 2, but AJ had to retreat back, so he's not going to be able to be inside this play. Things start to settle here as OpTic try to see if they can work themselves past G2 on the defensive end. I mean, G2 has phenomenal defense themselves. It'll only improve as things go on. AJ trying to get a demo to set things up. Reynolds with the quick shot will be saved out.
Very simple play set up there, well defended by G2. Here's Chicago, he's got a man downfield, but that deflection by AJ really saves OpTic. Now Magic Bear going to work. Try to get around JNAPS, could not. AJ back to the backboard, and Atomic's got that one away as he almost got nudged out of the way. Now Reynolds, oh, he was knocked out of control on the side, and he can't do anything with that ball, so Chicago will boom it downfield. Atomic back to Chicago for the lead, and denied by Magic Bear.
Ooh, still a good shot, though, and G2 still trying to keep up that offensive possession. Love what we're seeing, though, from G2 on that counterattack play. Halfway through the game, both teams have sent ample amounts of shots. G2 has only had 1. That'll be the second there from JNAPS. Finally going networks. Technically, that actually registers as JNAPS' first shot of the game. His goal didn't count. So we'll have to change the numbers there a little bit. But 2 minutes remaining here in game 1, and G2 still on the press forward.
Inside 2 as Magic Bear will race downfield, making sure Atomic handles this as well as he should, and he does. Now JNAPS will roll it right back into the zone, and it's AJ gonna take his turn now. Reynolds running forward, averaged over 4 demos a game during that historic series yesterday as Magic Bear just ahead of Atomic. JNAPS has options, calling his own number. Deflection off of Reynolds. Chicago can't get around on this. And AJ might have actually helped him out a little bit as that bounces off Chicago's central, and It'll be Atomic bringing it all the way back to his corner and intercepted by AJ. Opportunity for Magic Bear denied by Chicago. And G2 looking to work quickly and denied again.
There's a big lack of fear on both sides. I mean, we've seen some really odd challenges where someone's clearly beat but still wants to go just to even make a light 50 on the play. And it just goes to show you how both teams are playing. If that second man's available, they're going to send him forward.
Chicago jumping in behind JNaps to boom this away, but it's coming right back in. AJ missed it coming off the side wall. It is a free ball that's eventually taken by Chicago. Magic Bear dove in way too late, and Chicago picks the defense apart.
And you saw it with that lapse there from AJ. He's trying to get to this ball as quickly as possible. Chicago, the fake threw him off, and then the flick over Reynolds. So much control from Chicago on that play.
No assists so far in game one, but all solo efforts as Magic Bear goes to work. Looking for a late equalizer, try to drop it down to AJ, not happening, and Reynolds had come up to midfield. He's got to retreat so he can be in position to do this. A little catch on the back wall. Reynolds and AJ couldn't get out of each other's way yesterday, but it's Reynolds setting up AJ, looking for a game-tying goal. Sent off by Chicago, and now Atomic booms it back out to midfield. Time running out now for OpTic in game one. JNaps, big win at midfield. Down to 10 seconds now. Magic Bear let it get too far away from him. Reynolds couldn't grab the boost as it spawned. Down to 3 seconds. Atomic tried to bring it to ground. Reynolds doesn't let him. And can he get to this? No, he can't. AJ can as it just barely stays up. More late dramatics out of OpTic, but it falls short, and G2 hangs on for game one.
Hangs on is definitely go. I feel like they had their struggles when OpTic was on that offensive front, but for the most part, G2 definitely did a good job of when they had their space, they utilized it. Obviously, you have that JNaps goal. Like we said, that one shocked the defense. As we take a look at our Mobile One high-performance replay, you can even see here that first goal, that OpTic pressure, similar to what we saw on the side of FaZe. But even then, G2 still able to strike here, and the level of control that they have when they are on the ball is something that OpTic Gaming are going to have to get used to as the series continues on.
The winner gets Space Station Gaming, who went the distance a moment ago, couldn't quite pull it off, and it's got to be a tough task ahead for G2, of course. As great as SSG has been defensively, it's tough not to start kind of looking ahead a little bit and worrying about all that's on their plate. But G2, throughout this whole weekend, as they have been kind of a well-rounded attack, it hasn't been one standout kind of leading the charge as it has been with AJ, who has scored more than his two teammates combined. Everybody right around the same kind of output for G2 as Magic Bear and AJ try to combine on an opening goal. Not happening. They left the gate open behind them, and Chicago will walk right through it.
This was all interesting right from the kickoff because there was a delayed kickoff there from Atomic. It pushed it all the way to the back wall. Magic tried to clear it downfield, but OpTic could never really recover there. And then G2 just have an open lane that, of course, they're going to put that into the back of the net. Watch the kickoffs as this series continues on. First goal to G2.
Well, AJ will have it off this kickoff. Looking to answer right back. He's picked his spot, and Atomic was there to rudely greet him. Now Magic Bear let that one get away again, and Atomic will pop it up for Chicago. Reynolds up there as well. Now it's AJ. Try to force his way through. Good challenge. Can't do much else with it, though. He's going to give way to Reynolds. I think yesterday maybe AJ tries to play that and leaves Reynolds kind of hanging there. So some adjustments already being made over the last 24 hours for OpTic.
Yeah, which is good, though, that they're not staying complacent. They're not getting stuck or comfortable. Making those adjustments for them are going to be important here in this series. G2 are going to stand a lot of fight. Again, they got to continue to win if they want to have a chance at the major. As Reynolds put a quick shot on Atomic, blocked it out early. G2 still kind of managing the pace. They got this one goal. You can tell they're not really too keen on overextending here, playing a good game defensively.
Reynolds nearly got to Atomic. He had to jump real quick to avoid the contact, and then Magic Bear just barely making the stop on Atomic. Here goes Chicago, launch it forward, have to play it himself, and Magic Bear there to make sure he can't. JNaps float one to the backboard, nobody there to follow it up, and it's Magic Bear to clear the zone. AJ gonna take the shot from the wall, and Atomic read it the whole way, makes the stop. Here comes JNaps very quickly, and a great first touch by Reynolds. What can he do with it?
He's only able to get it off to the side there, too. OpTic, bit of a team bump there. G2 won't be able to capitalize. Chicago and Magic Bear get kind of tangled up. They didn't want to stick with the rule one. They'll leave that alone. Play off into the corner once again. Demo's on the play as well. It's JNaps trying to create some room here for G2 to work. Atomic trying to do it himself. AJ there to deny.
A lot of traffic coming across there too, and AJ needed a lot of focus. Here's Atomic again, double tap, no. Follow up from Chicago, his third and a 2-goal lead.
Atomic doesn't need to score. It's just a threat of what he can do himself. Has everybody on OpTic keeping an eye on him, but no one's watching Chicago. Sneaks right in, gets the score for G2. Chicago's been the one that put the ball into the back of the net here all series long so far. His awareness and being in the right position has been key to G2's success.
It's kind of what that Envy team struggled with, right? When they had Atomic and Mist, you had a great defender, you had a great setup man, they didn't have a scorer. And Atomic setting the table yet again. Of course, then when he goes off late in series and kind of stuns teams when they take G2 lightly, as JNaps has that deflected over towards the opposite side. Chicago will set up Naps, and that just goes wayward to the side. Atomic will keep it alive. Can he do anything with this? No, it's sent off by AJ.
This is not what you want to see, though, from OpTic. I mean, they get 2 demos. Can they get the goal? Look at that big stop there from Chicago. Last alive on the back wall. Able to shut things down. Now G2 have space up in front, and they're trying to fight to increase the scoreline once again. OpTic have been struggling. 4 shots from them this game. Nothing looking too threatening except for a couple of shots from AJ, as he's gonna try again, but not able to get that touch. Reynolds' shot is high, and they'll have to try to keep this play alive.
Listen, after yesterday and what we saw earlier, the last thing I want to see is a 3-0 lead as Reynolds, boy, he's kind of reliving his glory days, putting this one together. What a beauty.
Flip reset, bounces off Naps' car and in. Did not expect that one from Reynolds on the side of G2. OpTic have some breathing room, but they got to work under the clock. 1:22 to go.
Reynolds does well to get that forward, but it's Chicago standing his ground. And all Reynolds can do is sky this up and buy his teammates time to get back. AJ can't do anything with this. JNaps coming up on the final minute, looking to get that one back for G2. Decent touch by Reynolds as Magic Bear beat him. He sure did! And this game is tied!
Keep your eyes on the Bear. Gets a free look there. Great touch from Reynolds off the setup. Magic Bear hops right on it and just gets it over Chicago. G2's positioning had been so good, but they did not expect that one out of Magic Bear. Tied up ball game, 1 minute to go.
We've reduced this 5-minute affair to a 60-second contest, and AJ could not get that cleanly at all. So it's Chicago who picks it away, and Reynolds the easy initial stop. AJ making sure to grab the corner boost and force that ball through, but it falls to JNaps, down to 45. JNaps blocked by Magic Bear. Chicago's gonna turn back, and he has to retreat for the moment. Nobody on the weak side, so Atomic can boom it downfield. JNaps waiting for a ball that never gets to him. Demolition again as Naps is deleted off the field. Magic Bear through the air and is denied by Atomic. Watch the follow-up though. AJ got it, far down and in.
Give AJ freedom like that. He's gonna ice it up. Gets the double, no one home because Magic Bear's initial shot was so strong it forced out 2. And OpTic take this game back into their hands. 23 seconds to go.
G2 fans have to be absolutely sick and tired of this man right here. He scored 18, almost 19 goals against them this season. He has been the guy. Reynolds tried to center one. It's deflected away, and AJ just barely got to it. Atomic looking for the tie. No, Magic Bear with the save. And the final few seconds ticking away. G2's got to scramble here. Oh, an unfortunate deflection, but AJ there to swat it out, and this touches the ground, and we've got a series on our hands.
There will be no sweeps here.
Oh, thank God.
Maybe a spaceman sweep. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
OpTic Gaming take this one. You take a look at the stats there. 6 shots out of AJ, 6 shots out of Atomic. Atomic gets the assist. AJ obviously had that solo goal to put OpTic in the lead. You're starting to see OpTic get more adjusted to how G2 are playing. And even though G2 had some strides, they did let this one kind of slip out of their own hands. Just didn't, certain things they didn't expect. They had that aggressive positioning, got caught out there. And then, of course, OpTic, team that we've seen just build momentum after momentum now into this series. You know, you got players like apparently Jack and First Killer on standby watching this to see G2 fall out here. They have to play in a tiebreaker at the end of the day.
Jack has been chilling over in Johnny Boy's watch party, watching all the chaos unfold. But yes, sooner or later, especially if OpTic starts to develop a little bit of a lead here, it'll be time to hit the grind as Magic Bear got this across, and we're underway here in Game 3. Tense moments through all of North America as Reddles will take his time coming from the back wall, but let Magic Bear take over. Demolition from Chicago behind the play. Now it's Atomic. After the boost deal by Chicago, puts OpTic in a real tough spot. Chicago denied by Magic Bear.
And it was a good clear, too. He tried to get the ball to Reddles, but Reddles not necessarily had enough boost, so he couldn't catch up to it. And you saw that shot there from JNaps as a result. Giving JNaps a little bit of freedom, kind of dangerous, and same as Atomic. G2 on the goal line here. Already, first minute, 4 shots to their name.
Clear by Magic Bear, has Reddles still way downfield. He'll just doink that central, but it's JNaps right there to boom it away again. G2 not interested in playing cute at all. We're not seeing any kind of drop down, drop behind the back passes. It's literally just boom it and go chase it down. Here goes Naps. Try to get a little clever around Magic Bear. Didn't work out. Atomic shot on target, denied by AJ. Already a savior medal for him. Listen, G2, I think, are going to adopt the strategy of just chuck the ball at the net and hope something good happens, and it often has so far this weekend, but they're running out of time now as they only have 3 lives remaining.
You can see that kind of sense of urgency, too, though, in their play. I mean, they are not giving OpTic any room to get out of their own half. Have been full control since the start of this game. We're now seeing OpTic with a little space, but do they have the ability to hold on or create something? AJ with the ball has the flip reset, but Chicago, good read and reaction to that. Atomic plays it slow and pinches it out, and G2, once again, moving upfield.
Good catch by Magic Bear, and he just clipped that on his way past Atomic. So now it's AJ with Magic Bear maybe threatening to run interference. Now Reddles up the ladder. Magic all the way back. He's turned quickly around, though, because he's got to watch Atomic.
Oh, boy.
2-on-1 advantage for G2. Magic Bear, the initial stop. Here's JNaps on the follow-up. Everybody back in position. That drops down right in front of Magic Bear. Had to make a quick reflex.
Oh!
And then it goes off of Reddles. A little pinball action to give G2 the lead.
I mean, G2 had the numbers advantage, but then again, you also just have Chicago forcing his way past everyone. Dunk on the back wall, right on top of Reynolds' car. It'll be an old goal, but it's all Chicago on that play with the help from JNaps.
As Chicago blocked away by Magic Bear. AJ get it back for OpTic, and somebody else step up as Magic going across. There's Reynolds, forced it through, and he's made up for it.
All right, we got Muscle on one side and Muscle on the other. Little bit of awkwardness on the side of G2. Chicago and JNaps both go up. No one has a read on the ball, and Reynolds just plays the 50 on the ground. OpTic, once again, back into this game, halfway through Game 3.
There goes AJ again. He's got Magic Bear waiting for a rebound, and it's blocked out again. Atomic holds his ground. Chicago as well. G2 weather the early salvo. Now at AJ, putting his car in position, and then Reynolds gets ball and demo. Where's JNaps coming in? Opposite side, and fortunately so, because Chicago was right there as JNaps respawned. Had it been on the other side, it might have been a free goal. Here's Magic Bear after another Reynolds demo. He just continues to terrorize G2. AJ's shot blocked out.
I like what I'm seeing, though, from OpTic on that press. I mean, AJ decided to switch the lane because he knew Reynolds was on the other side. Even though Reynolds wasn't going to make contact, Reynolds opted to go for the demo. They're being more creative and kind of planning 2 steps ahead. Bump there on the play as well, as the OpTic are trying to just push themselves past G2. But G2 have been keen and ready. Even though it's been a little awkward from them sometimes on the defensive end, they haven't given anything up.
G2 collectively just rolling their eyes when they saw they were getting OpTic in this matchup after having to deal with Lost and all the physical play from Furia yesterday. They draw OpTic here after the kind of performance Reynolds had. And they just continue to face relentless pressure on the offensive end. A lot of scary moments when you've got to keep your head on a swivel. atOmic got that away from Reynolds. Now he's trying to force his way through the corner. JKnaps coming in as well, looking for cars and finding none. So now AJ can pop it away. Still tied here with 40 seconds left, waiting for someone to blink.
Oh, someone might have blinked there. JKnaps almost hit that one. This one off the corner. Chicago does get there in time. Magic Bear, no, can't beat atOmic. AJ last there. Will try to control it. Chicago, once again, forcing the issue here for G2. Can JKnaps get there in time before AJ gets the bump? He does. G2 not letting go of things, but OpTic have been just so set on their own side. Final 10 seconds.
Keep sending Reynolds forward. They're going to send him again in a moment if they can get out. As AJ will pop it downfield, down to 3 seconds before we go to overtime. AJ got it central. atOmic will try to bring it to ground, and AJ reluctantly allows it. We will have golden goal on DFH to break a 1-all tie. Reynolds with the save after the demo on AJ. That means Reynolds has to lead the charge. This is awkward as it keeps going through. AJ back into the play, and atOmic has to bring it all the way across where he's all by his lonesome, and a great second touch to boom it away. And Reynolds making sure there's no central pass. This one's on target, though, and AJ makes yet another save, double savior medal. He's got 6 out of the 12 saves for OG.
AJ trying to put that shot on. Magic Bear wanted to run interference. So close on the side of OpTic. G2, though, you saw the shooting there from JKnaps. Getting better and better. There's more shots he's going to get on. At some point, they've got something's got to give, because everybody starting to elevate here. This is a free ball. JKnaps will opt to control it instead of giving it to atOmic. Questionable potentially.
Get out of the way. That's the problem. He was just kind of stuck there. Chicago to the back wall again. Nothing doing, and Magic Bear will send it out. The games like this, your shooting percentages just absolutely tank. 1-1 with a combined 22 shots between the two teams. Chicago, after the demo, can't get this ball into a scoring position. And JKnaps will try again, but that's Magic Bear in the way. Reynolds can't get the redirect. A lot of near misses here.
Yeah, now you're trying to see everybody just trying to make the net as open as possible. Even Chicago, he couldn't get a piece of the ball going for the air dribble bump. Demos left and right. Definitely need to kind of tally those up as the game ends, but he's still continuing there. G2 looking for a quick pass play. Will be denied from OpTic.
Waiting for that one crucial touch, whether it's on a ball or a defender, to break things wide open. Chicago just barely past AJ. There's the demo, but G2 collectively way too far back. Almost like they're trying to just open things up with a solo play and then let the rebound come in from the back like that, as Reynolds had to clear that one away. Looked like he was high initially anyways. Now Magic Bear back the other way, denied by Chicago. And here he goes very quickly downfield. Reed trying to set up atOmic, and this goes hard out towards the center. AJ's first touch got away from him, trying to chase down JKnaps. He caught up, so it's on atOmic and Chicago. Neither able to jump after this, though. AJ had it all the way.
Pace of play starting to increase. Keep eyes on the boost meters here as things continue on. Everybody's moving really fast, but all it takes is one person to be low, not being able to go for a certain touch. Overtime could end. JKnaps got bumped, but it still remained in the play. It was a great save on the side of JKnaps for G2.
atOmic hangs in there, got it away before the bump. Now JKnaps to center. And Reynolds got a piece of it. That slowed it down significantly. Just about killed the ball out of the corner. And now Magic Bear trying to go to work, and that ricochets off of OpTic and to Chicago. So now JNAPS on the opposite side, trying to create. Can the wily veteran drop one in? No, Reynolds has it on the back wall. No clear rebounds on either side. This one kicked out though to Naps, and it's off to the corner.
Naps was so quick to that, he almost could have put that on as a shot. Just tried to get there first though. The disruption from both sides has been phenomenal. But the defense and awareness of everybody on the field has been up to par. Again, this has been a low-scoring affair. About to approach 4 minutes in overtime.
Well, Reynolds' first touch, that could have been real dangerous, but AJ reacted to it quickly. And now they've got it going forward. Reynolds looking for contact, not finding any. AJ can't follow this up. So it's Chicago now. Up ahead, JNAPS. Magic Bear had to be aware of him, and he was.
AJ in danger.
But now it falls right to OpTic, who absolutely should have put it away. Nobody from OpTic was going to be able to get to it.
Yeah, he had the speed. AJ was in trouble. Everything kind of lined up there for OpTic. Now has to go the other way, and is the net open? It is! Wide open net! Magic Bear's not going to miss that. OpTic,
Boom.
Take the lead of the series.
And who else but Reynolds with the demo to open it up, and then he even gives Chicago a little love tap on the way back through right after he respawned helplessly to watch that go through. Magic Bear gets his second goal of the series. The second goal for OpTic in the game is the golden goal, and they've got a 2-1 lead.
My goodness. Actually, Chicago's the one with the most demos that game at 8. And even with that, even with 10 demos on the side of G2, a lot of offensive pressure. We are here in this situation. Tactical timeout. You see Sathy on the screen. They got to talk it over, get it together.
I mean, that's the guy, right? I mean, he's been brilliant for G2 since being added on as the coach, replacing Jazo with all the great things he did for G2 Esports. But on the other side, you've got an absolute menace in Reynolds. Yes, it was Chicago who had so many demolitions in that game, but it felt like it was like a quiet extermination, right? You didn't even notice that he had racked up so many because they were so spread out.
Yeah.
They didn't ultimately lead to much. And then, of course, Reynolds, the few he gets in that game, they stand out like a sore thumb because it leads to the overtime winner.
Now in this situation, I mean, you think about it for G2, though, just not being able to get anything going in the scoring department. Obviously, there were some mistakes in the shooting area for them. They did create those open nets, basically, but not able to really get anything going in that area. And it's going to be kind of tough here. We know OpTic's able to create space. We know he's able to break past defenses, but even when you look at some of the goals there, the only goal OpTic scored, or the only 2 goals, it just is normally... It's nothing flashy, nothing to where we have to take you out of the air or, you know, flip reset doubles. They do have that, obviously, ability, but they didn't need to do that against G2. Low 50s, get them uncomfortable on defense, or just take out that back line. Create just something that you could just roll in. So for G2, spacing, watching out for those opportunities, keeping just like Reynolds. Where is he at all times? Going to be kind of a big thing here.
G2 getting a look a moment ago, or everybody getting a look at who has been G2's Grim Reaper, AJ, who has been brilliant. Yet again, he's got 2 of the goals. Everybody's got 2 goals for OpTic in this series, where, again, normally AJ is typically the leading scorer. It's kind of looking like they're pulling their best G2 impression, as Reynolds' shot didn't have anything behind it. Neither did AJ's at a tough angle. And we're off and running now following the G2 timeout on Utopia. Magic Bear quickly through here. Try to dive down on it and center for AJ. JNAPS has it. OpTic checks AJ out of the way. And back comes G2.
I mean, this is similar to the phase timeout where OpTic come out of the timeout immediately with offensive possession, almost with a goal-scoring chance there, and really had G2 kind of on the back end. Now things starting to reset here a little bit as G2 get out of it. But even with just a minute or 2 of downtime, OpTic not losing any momentum moving forward. Chicago almost was able to get a follow-up on that double. Couldn't get it that time.
Reed Curry was going to add another brilliant flash, but now it's JNAPS. His shot on is set off by Magic Bear. 5 goals for G2 in this series. Chicago's got 4. JNAPS has the other. He scored that very, very early on in this series, as JNAPS will try and take this through, play table setter, not happening, and that forces Atomic and Chicago to retreat for the moment.
Ooh, good challenge there from Magic Bear in the corner. Looked a little awkward on the side of OpTic, but now Chicago with a free ball. Reynolds does get a bump here on JNAPS, but will it matter? JNAPS still able to wrap around, but AJ making sure to, again, increase OpTic's chances moving forward. Nice little flip reset chance here for Magic Bear. Atomic with the block.
Reynolds just ahead of Atomic, and a potential numbers game here for OpTic. It's AJ's shot. He had Magic Bear all the way across, but real tough to get that ball over to him. Now Magic Bear across to AJ again, this time denied by Chicago. And Reynolds jumps in the way here, beats 2, but there's JNAPS staunch at the back. And he's got the flip reset. Had that land right on him, but AJ there again to sweep it out. Chance now for OpTic. AJ met by Chicago, can't get back to it. Right down Broadway, and Magic Bear dishes that out to the corner.
He's been doing a good job of making sure he has solid touches on the back end. Always playing out to the side, just thinking about where everyone is positioned as he's trying to carry it all himself. He almost got that dunk. Atomic goal line save there. That is G2's 5th save of the game.
And we finally hit the halfway mark. It feels like it's been forever for G2 here. JNAPS getting this back towards the center line, but it's Reynolds back in. AJ, I'm sure his eyes got real big for a moment as he thought he might be able to put something together, but instead he's got to go back. He's got to do the responsible thing, play some defense. He's waiting to see what Reynolds and JNAPS do here. It's AJ to boom it downfield, and Atomic will have it with a savior medal for him. So 6 saves as a team for G2. Atomic's got half of them. And for Chicago, it's got to be real frustrating not getting the ball and another scoring chance after having that potential double earlier on.
Yeah, it's kind of be even more frustrating now. He's not even getting some good touches there on the sidewall. G2's definitely playing in that. They're playing with high speed, but they have to make sure that they continue to make contact. Otherwise, they put themselves in some really tough spots, giving the ball to OpTic for free.
And they're in a real tough spot in the standings.
Oh, again?
They need to win this series. They need to win the next one as well to punch their ticket to the Boston Major. If they lose either of these next 2 matches, then we will have bonus Rocket League between FaZe Clan and Gen G at the end of the night. This goes across. Atomic didn't quite get that where he wanted it. He'll try again with JNAPS having to avoid Reynolds. He did so. So now a numbers opportunity for G2, and they can't take advantage. That's way too close to the net, not near a teammate, and back it comes from OpTic.
Yeah, but OpTic haven't had controlled offensive possession here, and it's just them getting the ball to G2 side, and then they retreat back to their own end. We haven't seen too much consistency. AJ, though, trying to set this up for Magic, and JNAPS save using the crossbar there. We are still tied up in game 4.
Absolute hero mode, keeping that one out. Now Chicago try to dish it down, but it's Reynolds to bomb it out. Now Magic Bear at least chasing Atomic as they race after that midfield boost. It'll be Magic to send this across. Another good steal out of Chicago. They haven't chained anything together. Maybe they will here. Chicago playing wide. Now Atomic hit the crossbar. JNAPS, real tight angle, and that's the one that goes in.
G2 had an eye on this. You see AJ and Reynolds on the back wall. You know they're both awkward. They just have to force it. They knew JNAPS was sitting there on that left side, reached and found the perfect angle to put G2 in front.
17 seconds remain, unless we have a tied-up series through 4. JNAPS buying time, wasting time. OpTic frustrated in their own end. That's a great first touch by Atomic, but the demolition by Chicago downfield leaves AJ all alone. What can he do, though? Just absolutely nothing. This will be spiked down, and G2 level the series.
Big play there for G2 at the end. Again, I think gave them that room to work, and they did what they do best, finding each other. and making sure to read those situations perfectly. Again, going back to that last goal of the game there from them, just knowing that, okay, we have Reynolds and AJ both here on the right side wall, have JNaps left just in case to clear, have someone else right to, I think it was Atomic right to just force it through after Chicago's initial touch. Those are the plays that, like in the G2, they're always going to be ready for those types of situations when you give them room. OpTic this series has done a good job of not giving G2 too much room to really think about and plan their offense. But that time, towards the final 20 seconds or so, they let it slip away. And of course, G2, they're going to get that goal tying up the series here. But it's been so close so far. Both teams have been kind of evenly matched, except for, again, 1 or 2 moments that have made a big difference in games this series.
Well, if you want to give OpTic fans a real fright, Atomic still yet to score, and this is about the point in the series. We've watched this kid play for a long, long time. This is where he starts to score in series after getting a few assists and not particularly coming close to scoring during the series. There's something about games 5, 6, and 7, and I'd love to have the stats on it at some point. It just seems like he kicks it into another gear, and he may be primed to do that again here as we're at the Oasis. As JNaps will bring this to the side, try to get this through. It is Chicago following it up. Now Atomic coming in. Reddle's got to have this very carefully, and he does with Chicago all over him. Now it's JNaps with Atomic waiting, and AJ the clear. That's to a respawning Reddles. Magic Bear downfield, couldn't get the redirect.
Chicago jumped for that too. Have total confidence Magic Bear was going to get a piece of that ball and was ready just in case. You're seeing, like you said, JNaps, when he's in that offensive third, he's able to just get those demo plays or at least make OpTic look a little awkward there, which I almost could have set up something for G2.
There's Magic Bear again trying to force his way through JNaps. That's a good block by Atomic as well. He'll start the counterattack with a pinch downfield, and AJ off of Reddles. And good quick improv by OG defensively. It's Magic Bear now. Rolled one ahead. Well, he's had a few that have just gotten away from him on that first touch. Almost like it's very ambitious shooting. This is a good pass over to Chicago. JNaps will let it go, and Atomic nowhere to be found.
Oh, he goes for that challenge, though, and JNaps was going to be needed coming off the respawn. If there's no demo there, it's an open look at the net, and OpTic go up 1.
The narrowest of margins. Magic Bear and Reddles both up for the same ball, and that means Reddles and AJ have to almost crisscross. This is real awkward for OpTic. They cannot get out of their own way. And now the shot here from Atomic right on cue.
And that's just G2 offense swarming once again. JNaps with that low touch. Atomic, great read. You said it, Stacks. He's going to start getting on the board soon. He does there.
So how does OpTic answer? After a comedy of errors, that's how. Of course that's how they answer. What happens on this kickoff? Where does Atomic turn? I mean, it's not really that far upfield, but it's just enough. And AJ rolls it home.
Good cheat off the kickoff for OpTic Gaming. They're back into this one quickly, and now they can sort of reset here. G2 have to keep their eyes out, especially when things start to get reset kickoff-wise, but so far, it's just mainly been both teams trading those attacks. You see Atomic, he's so far back on that play, just watching just in case a strong clear comes out.
JNaps trying to release Atomic downfield. Chicago obliterated from behind. Here goes OpTic. They've got 3 on the trot, and AJ will score.
There's AJ. Give him that space. First of all, takes the demo, says, well, since no one's going for the ball, I'll put it on the hood. Flick over JNaps, ball in the back of the net. 2 back-to-back goals for OpTic.
3-on-1 advantage, and it's just AJ taking it himself. He's got the last pair of goals now for OpTic after they were shut out in that last game. Every game so far in this series has been a 1-goal differential, including the overtime in Game 3. Here's Magic Bear going to work. Up over Chicago, but he's there to range back for it. Across it goes. JNaps following it the whole way, but he's let it go to Magic Bear, so Atomic's got to bounce it out. That goes right to OpTic. They're starting to get real comfortable on G2's half of the field as Chicago roll it ahead for JNaps, intercepted by Magic Bear. Well done.
It's just still so interesting watching everybody. Even though JNaps, he's not on that ball, he says, okay, well, if I can't hit the ball, I'm going to try to hit somebody else. AJ, though, playing it low, playing it high. Reynolds with the demo in the back end, and OpTic, 2-goal lead.
He went for one, and it was enough to throw off Atomic. Went for the second, and he deleted JNaps. AJ adds yet another, his 30th of the tournament to lead all scorers, and a 3-1 lead now for OG.
Reynolds is a menace on that back end. If he can hit you, he will. And you got to be ready, because he will not give up on that no matter what. He's made it very clear. G2 now under some pressure here. Losing this game, they go down in the series. The OpTic put it on match point, and the door to Boston starts to close.
Maybe North America's most annoying player all time, who used to be with his mouth when he would frustrate the established pros, and now he's demolishing them left, right, and center. But it's AJ downfield who is pestering G2. Add another to his impressive total and a 4-1 lead.
He is not missing. OpTic Gaming, 4 goals. AJ, 4 goals, 4 for 6. We know what happens when he starts to get alive. Reynolds again trying to open up the net. Does get a demo on JNaps, but it won't matter. G2 have to get on a 3-goal run with 1:10 left in regulation.
It's AJ. Yet again. The last thing G2 wants to see. So how about Reynolds instead? Blocked away by Atomic. 3-goal lead now, and G2 maybe having reality set in that they're about to be on their absolute last legs for this spring split. Chicago trying to make anything happen at all, but it's real tough when Atomic gets demolished ahead of the play. Reynolds back the other way. AJ almost in offsides. Doesn't matter. Add another log on the fire. AJ just continues to bully G2. He's got all 5 goals. He's a touch away from a foul.
Is it AJ? Is it Reynolds? It's OpTic at this point, because Reynolds again leads that charge with the bump. These bumps are just, G2 don't have an answer for them. They don't. AJ with another flick. That'll give him over 1,000 points here, though. He's been there at every moment. The Bears even getting involved. 6-1. OpTic Gaming, they have G2 read like a book.
This isn't kicking a team while they're down. This is an absolute stomping. 6-1. And you know what comes next? And there's 26 seconds to get there. Blocked out by Atomic on the kickoff. Here's Chicago. And they at least get a second goal. They can, so at least they avoid the memes. They see the ball go in the net. Chicago gets his 5th of the series. And listen, the effort's been there. It just hasn't been enough for G2, down 4 goals here with 19 to go.
And for OpTic, you have to keep an eye on them, even for this last 19 seconds. You saw what happened Game 6 yesterday against FaZe Clan. We know that if they do take their foot off the gas, they will drop goals. Final 10 seconds here in regulation, though, showing no signs of that. As, yeah, G2 now down to their last life. OpTic Gaming take this game and put the series on match point.
Well, that is a break from tradition in this series. After a bunch of 1-goal games, a 6-2 beating delivered by, you see it on the left side, that man. OpTic goes off. AJ goes off. Funny enough, the team that scored first has lost 4 out of the 5 games here in this series. Throw that out the window, as OpTic is on match point, and we look back and see exactly how they did it. G2 fans, shield your eyes. You can watch that one, and then, well, it's all this. Demo after demo after demo. Reynolds, a little more reserved today than he was a day ago, but still feeling it. So too is Magic Bear. How about the relief on Magic Bear's face when they pulled off the reverse sweep yesterday, too? I mean, seeing his expression and everything that has led up to that moment yesterday. What a moment for OpTic Gaming, and they're looking to create another here at G2's expense.
That's right. Everybody, eyes on this game here. Can OpTic close it out? Will G2 force game 7? Are FaZe and Gen G gonna have to start finding warm-ups here real soon? They'll know with at least, they have two games to find out.
Well, here's Reynolds. Oh, couldn't get to that ball. If he did, he might have been able to push that just past Atomic. G2 do or die here at Neo Tokyo Champions Field on the horizon if they can survive. Atomic down to Chicago, and he's held that one high. Might have been influenced by AJ. All three in the net, and Chicago will finally score.
Chicago strikes first for G2 here. JNAP's great touch out. Awkwardness on the OpTic back line. Chicago in the right spot to get a good follow-up touch.
He's just having one of those series where he can do very little wrong. 6 goals now for Reed. Now AJ. He's had so many answers. Looking to generate another here. And it bounces over Magic Bear. Reynolds denied by JNAP's great defensive effort by the veteran. And now it's Magic Bear quickly up for this. It's free for Reynolds. No, blocked out by Chicago. And look how quickly G2 gets it back on the blue half.
Oh, miss from AJ though. And OpTic have to be careful of how they bring this ball upfield. The Bear will lead the charge. Flip reset over towards AJ. Chicago recognized the danger, got up in time to deny the shot. And now G2 with room as Atomic flicks it upfield. Battle for midfield ensuing.
It's Chicago. Atomic thought about rolling forward. Instead, he retreats, lets JNAPs take over. Who's going to take charge here? Atomic ranging back, so too is Chicago. G2, a little more reserved here now, playing with the lead. Atomic's giving it back to Magic Bear. AJ's there, so is JNAPs. It's AJ, though, got it through cleanly. Who steal out of the corner? Reynolds waiting. If Atomic makes any mistake, he's going to pounce. And he does play it well to the side, but look at the angle from AJ! He scores it from the corner!
What an angle from AJ! He initially got bumped out the play, boosted right back in, and put that shot. Marksman under the crossbar. OpTic Gaming bring themselves back in once again. As, like you said, G2 scored first, but every time OpTic's been able to give a punch their way.
Reynolds for Magic Bear. Instead, it's intercepted by Atomic and blocked away. We've got a game on our hands here at Neo Tokyo. Game on? No, blocked out by Reynolds. Already a savior medal for him, 2 minutes in. Or not a savior medal, 2 out of 3. It's blocked out here. AJ for Magic Bear. JNAP's making sure to grab that corner boost. You gotta feel traumatized at this point as much as they've had stolen away from them. AJ slowly through the air, denied by Naps.
Trying to get that dunk through. Now you're seeing OpTic here with the ball. Normally getting that consistent pressure, but JNAP's that demo up Magic Bear, gonna create some space. Magic right off the respawn, trying to 50 Chicago. But AJ's carry will reset things in midfield for OpTic.
Magic Bear past AJ.
Oh, he got the bump!
Oh no! Oh, what a save by Naps! He does have a medal as he saves G2 and gives them a little more hope here. But AJ now trying to line up a double. Atomic says no. And watch JNAPs quickly downfield. Coming up on 2 minutes. It's Chicago again, no wide, and Magic Bear sends that out of harm's way.
So a little awkward here on the side of OpTic. No one necessarily too set. Demo on the play. Chicago trying to force his way past OpTic defense. OpTic trying to just buy themselves some time, see if they can get another carry downfield. You see Magic Bear, he's sitting on 0. So is Reynolds, as he was looking for a bump now. And even though G2 have all this space, the ball just floats. As OpTic now able to get boosted up and pushing it all the way back to the orange side.
Well controlled by JNAPs now. The pressure, though, has got to be excruciating. AJ making sure to grab the full boost on his way back. And he'll use some of it to challenge Atomic. 80 seconds, less now. And JNAPs will have it all the way across, nobody home, so AJ will have it instead. He just retreats, realized he didn't have any kind of play on that ball. And, just got a piece of that from Atomic. It's still dangerous. AJ and Magic Bear, that was a little dangerous. Almost went off of Magic Bear, back towards the net. Here's Chicago, push over to Atomic, and AJ read it like a book.
What a save there from AJ. Now trying to move upfield. I mean, AJ's positioning, you talked about earlier, he's able to push the ball out, says, I don't have any boost, I can't make a play, trying to play things on defense, and then comes around once he gets boosted up to make such a clutch save. OpTic still in this game. G2, though, has been mounting pressure. Final 30 seconds, ball on the orange side. You saw it was so close there. AJ couldn't make contact.
That's a rare miscue of that level. Magic Bear trying to buy time. Reynolds in position. On the way again. Chicago and JNAPS, a long-standing duo, trying to fight for survival in the spring. Try to keep their Boston hopes alive. Reynolds got to scramble back as that's nowhere near the mark as JNAPS put it wide. It looked very inviting. This goes towards ground, but not quite there. Chicago, G2 are going to have a look at this. Now it's Reynolds. Oh, they got JNAPS in the air! And Reynolds breaks their precious little hearts!
At 0 seconds, OpTic don't give up. Off the ceiling, double from Reynolds to NG2's run. Who can stop OpTic Gaming at this point? They're playing on another level.
Oh, the pain from that jump in the backfield. And as soon as he jumped, he knew. And it was all Reynolds to just pick him apart at the end. OpTic Gaming knocks G2 out of contention for the Boston Major. And that means we've got bonus Rocket League later tonight. After the grand finals, Gen G and FaZe will play one series for a trip to Agganis Arena in Boston.
They've got time to get warmed up, though, because this tournament is not done yet. I posed the question, who can stop OpTic Gaming? There's 2 teams still alive in this tournament who have the ability to do so. Space Station Gaming awaits OpTic in the lower bracket final. Winner takes on Furia in the grand final. The North American Spring Invitational continues to deliver. You won't want to miss more Rocket League as the day continues on.